go
Well,
sign
we
those.
did that
That's
with ours,
smart.
because it got emailed. Well, ours was close, ours was February.
Actuarial, yeah.
Yeah, that could.
Always annoying.
It's phonetically just like
impounding
it's spelled.
Yeah.
so.
Oh, I like to
Thank
roll
you.
back and forth.
Sometimes I get that stuff messed up.
Thank you.
Thursday. Hold it for the guys.
Oh,
Louis, how's it going?
Good.
are you looking for a pen? What's that? I didn't get a save.
Doing all right?
So good.
Man. I rode my bike around.
Who's that email now?
Sunday.
At this time, I'm going to ask the vice mayor to run the meeting.
I had to stop him.
Adam, can you run the meeting?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Mayor. Item A is a roll call. Will you call for the roll, please?
Danielle McKenzie.
Here.
Jason Blair.
Here.
Melissa Hunt.
Here.
Louis Williams.
Here.
Adam Webb.
Here.
Mark Camp.
Here.
Glenn Lewis.
Here.
We stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item C is receive remarks from the representatives of the FOP, Lodge Number 131.
Good evening. Thank you very much for allowing me to speak to you briefly before the meeting. My name is Kyle Hill. I work for the police department here in Moore. I'm a member of the Moore Fraternal Order of Police Lodge 131. And we just wanted to come forward in this public forum to thank our municipal government and the local leaders for the continued support that you offer to us as an organization, to say thank you for your continued commitment to the public safety of the citizens of Moore. And it's very evident not only to me as an employee, but also as a citizen, somebody who lives here, works here, sends his kids to school here, goes to church here. It permeates everything. And, we look around, there has been no other time in history where it has been harder to be the police than the time that we're living in right now. It's a difficult job and it's difficult times, but throughout our recruiting processes and our hiring, I'm just very encouraged at the people that continue to show up and the people that come from other states and other communities, and they want to come live in Moore. They want to come work in Moore. And that is because you all have fostered the kind of environment and the kind of workplace that is that people want to be a part of. And so, once again, I just wanted to say thank you on my own behalf and on behalf of the Fraternal Order of Police in this public forum, so that it can be recorded, so that the people watching on TV can see and hear these remarks, and the people in attendance in the meeting can hear us thank you publicly. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
so much.
Thank you, Kyle, and everything that you all do. Item 2 is the consent docket. Item A, receive and approve the minutes of the regular city council meeting held September 6, 2022. Item B, approve a change to the customer service representative job description in the finance department to clarify the title and experience guidelines, give preference to those with previous municipal service, and maintain its assignment to pay grade 105 of the salary table approved by City Council on June 20th, 2016. Item C, approve and a change to the city attorney job description in the legal department to clarify the general description, duties, supervisor responsibility, and experience requirements, and maintain its assignment to pay grade 125 of the salary table approved by City Council on June 20th, 2016. Item D, approved a change to the assistant city attorney job description to the legal department to clarify the general description, duties, supervisory responsibilities, and experience requirements, and maintain its assignment to pay grade 122, the salary table approved by City Council on June 20th, 2016. Item E, approve an amendment incorporating a missing federal clause to the contract with Veolia North America Central, LLC. Item F, approve contracts with Aging Services Bethesda, Moore Youth and Family Mary Abbott Children's House, Center for Children and Families, and the Virtue Center using Community Development Block Grant entitlement funds and CBDG COVID-19 funds. Item G, approve and ratify claims and expenditures for fiscal year 22 through 23 in the amount of $2,804,946.31.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Will you call for the vote, please?
Danielle McKenzie.
Yes.
Jason Blair.
Yes.
Melissa Hunt.
Yes.
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes.
Adam Webb.
Yes, motion passes, or item passes. Item 3, receive report from the Select Actuarial and accept annual actuarial report for fiscal year ended June 30th, 2022.
Mayor and Council, we have used Select Actuarial Services for well over 20 years now, and they've always done an excellent job for us. We use this report for budgeting purposes and to have an unmodified opinion of the city's audit. Tonight, we have Betsy Southworth here, and she is going to go ahead and give us a summary of the results of the study.
I appreciate the opportunity to be here this evening. It's nice to be here in person this year, and Select appreciates the city's continued partnership for their actuarial services. I believe everyone has a copy of the presentation. So we'll just go through quickly. This is an annual study that we do for the city. There's two main objectives. We look at a reserve analysis, and that's to estimate what the outstanding losses are for any claims that have incurred through June 30th of this year. And then the other big thing we look at is a projection, or what we call a forecast of what the cost will be for any claims that happen in the next 2 fiscal years. So from July 1st, 22 through 23, and then the 23-24 period. And we look at those for 3 different pieces. We look at your health benefits claims, workers' compensation, and then also general liability. Okay. Looking at the results of the reserve study, then again, this is what we estimate is still outstanding to be paid on any claims that have happened up through June 30th of this year. In total, we estimate those are about $2.2 million. On page 3 of the presentation, it's showing a breakdown of those by the different lines of business we look at. You'll see that blue piece, workers' compensation, is about half of those outstanding losses, and that's typical for that line. It just takes a lot longer for workers' compensation claims to close out, so that's why it's taking up a bigger piece of that pie there. The next biggest piece is your health benefits claims, and then you've got just a little bit for your liability. Okay. And that green piece is a little bit of an old tort liability claim that is just being paid out slowly over time. There's a settlement there for that. On page 4, that is showing a comparison of the outstanding losses where they were a year ago as of June 30th, 2021, compared to where they came in this year. So you can see, it's broken down by line of business and in total there, but things have been pretty stable for the city. Workers' compensation has had especially good experience over the past year, and those outstanding losses have decreased some. In total, you'll see outstanding losses are about $150,000 lower than where we were a year ago. So we've been seeing stable, if not better than expected, experience for the city.
And are those new claims, or are they reserves that have been placed on claims for the past?
These are reserves for any claims that have happened
Still open?
up through, yes, up through June 30th of this year.
Perfect.
So it could be new up through June.
Sure, but I just didn't know how far back
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
went, or if you just were projecting for this calendar year.
That's
if you
for
rolled
the
over
city's history. We go back quite a few years. So most claims are going to be closed that are older. This is going to be mostly, the past 5 to 10 years when you still might have some things open. But if something is open, it's in this reserve number.
Thank you.
Sure. So that's kind of the reserve piece of things. Looking at the forecast then on page 5, that's showing our total estimate of what we think the claims that happen in the current fiscal year will cost once they are all closed and paid out. So we're estimating that at about $7.2 million. You're not going to pay that whole $7 million in this current fiscal year. That'll take some time for all of those to be paid and closed. But once they are closed, that's what we think the ultimate cost will be. And you can see in that pie chart then, your health benefits claims then are going to be the biggest part of that cost. That's about $6.6 million. And then you've got workers' compensation, and the liability is going to be the smallest piece of that. The next few slides kind of break that forecast down by each of these lines. So we'll look at the health benefits first. What you're looking at here, we have a comparison. The first column, that's what we estimated the cost would be for the 22-23 year in our report a year ago. And then the middle column is showing what our current estimate is. And then that third column is a projection to the 23-24 year. We look at the cost on a different exposure basis for each of the lines. So in this case, we're looking at employee counts. So that's what you're seeing in that first row is what we have an estimate of the monthly employee count. In the middle then, that's what we're estimating as the cost per employee. So you can see last year we estimated that at $1,847, and it's gone down to $1,830 per employee. If you multiply those two numbers together, you get the 6.6 million in total that we're estimating for health benefits costs. So again, it's been stable, if not better than expected experience. That loss rate has gone down about 1%. So with current inflation in place, that's, great to keep things so stable. Okay. On slide 7 then, that's showing the same chart for workers' compensation. For workers' compensation, we use your payroll as the exposure base. So that's what you're seeing in the first row there. On a cost per $1,000 payroll, again, workers' compensation has had good experience over the past year, and that's decreased about 6.5%. So we're estimating right now a cost of $18 and about 60 cents per $1,000 payroll. Total forecast of $481,000. And then for that 23-24 period, we're actually projecting your loss cost to go down about 2% over the next year on a per $1,000 payroll basis. And we're estimating about a 4.5% increase in payroll. That's how you get to that 494 for the next fiscal period. Okay. On page 8 then, liability, we also use payroll as your exposure base, and we're currently estimating that's going to be a cost of about $4.56 per $1,000 payroll, for a total forecast of just under $120,000 for any liability claims that happen in this current fiscal year. And that's again a decrease over last year of about a 4%. Okay. Page 9 then is just a summary of all these numbers I've just gone over with you. It's showing those reserve estimates for each line and in total, and then the total forecast. And the final page 10 is just some definitions that you see. I think you've all received a copy of our full analysis and report, so all those terms are in there. These definitions are in that report as well.
All right.
Okay. Answer any questions for anyone?
This is great. Thank you very, very much.
Good news.
Thank you very
Great.
much.
Happy to answer any questions if you think of something later.
Okay, thank you.
Vice Mayor, we need a
Make a
motion
motion
to
that we
accept the report. Yeah.
Okay. Do we have a motion?
I make a motion, we accept the report as written.
Second.
A second? We have a motion and a second. Will you call for the vote, please?
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Melissa Hunt,
Yes.
Louis Williams. Glenn Lewis.
Yes.
Mark Ham,
Yes.
Danielle McKenzie,
Yes.
Adam Webb.
Yes. Item passes. Item 4, consider accepting a bid and approving a contract with COPS Gun Shop in the amount of $22,526 for the sale of 92 service handguns previously declared as surplus.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council, you might be aware that you graciously funded the upgrade of our firearms system. This is the surplus guns, or the guns that we took back from officers that were owned by the city and the department. We put a bid out to reputable gun dealers who were licensed through the federal government to take and receive those guns, and this is their bid amount for the 92 handguns that we currently have and that have already been surplus by you and be releasing back to them. Recommend approval.
I would make a motion that we would approve the item.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Will you call for the vote, please?
Melissa Hunt,
Yes.
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes.
Mark Ham,
Yes.
Danielle McKenzie.
Yes.
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Adam Webb.
Yes. Item passes. Item 5, consider approval of a transfer into the general fund reserve fund.
You got a pen? Okay.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council, in 2019, Council approved Ordinance 92319, establishing a general fund reserve fund for the city. It states that each year after the fiscal year has closed, staff will review and recommend to Council the amount to transfer to the general reserve fund based on excess revenues over expenditures. For the fiscal year 2022, we would like to recommend transferring $1,400,000 into the general fund reserve fund. The city was fortunate to see an increase in sales and use tax over projections, and departments once again did a good job at watching their expenditures, allowing us to propose increasing the amount of the transfer above the $1 million we transferred last year. After this transfer, the city will have $3 million in our reserve fund.
That's great.
Glad to answer any
Excellent.
questions you might have.
And Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council, just so you know, the ultimate goal is $12 million, so approval of this gets us 25% of the way there.
Great.
Great.
And I'd like to point out too, even though we're putting money in the reserve funds, I feel like we're still meeting all the needs. We're not so focused on just growing the
Oh,
reserve
absolutely.
fund.
Yes, yes,
And we're still
yes.
meeting the needs of the citizens, so I think this is awesome.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Will you call on the vote, please?
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes.
Danielle McKenzie.
Yes.
Jason Blair.
Yes.
Melissa Hunt.
Yes.
Adam Webb.
Yes, item passes. Item 6 is consider approval of fiscal year 22 through 23 budget supplement to the budget of 2022B general obligation bond funds, budget additional funds for the fire department, and budget the FEMA ice storm reimbursement.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council, we are requesting your approval on the following budget amendments for fiscal year '23. First, we would request your approval to budget the proceeds received from the August sale of the 2022B GO bonds and budget expenses related to those projects. Second, we would request to budget fire application testing revenue received this year and the related testing expense. Also, we would request to roll over the remaining fiscal year '22 fire training budget into fiscal year '23 per the contract with the fire union. Third, we would request to budget funds reimbursed by FEMA for the ice storm and budget expenses related to the payoff of the 2021 sales tax note issued for the ice storm. Be glad to answer any questions you might have.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. We call for the vote.
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes.
Danielle McKenzie.
Yes.
Jason Blair.
Yes.
Melissa Hunt.
Yes.
Adam Webb.
Yes, item passes. We'll recess the city council meeting and convene the Moore Public Works Authority meeting. Item 7 is the consent docket. Item A, receive and approve the minutes of the regular Moore Public Works Authority meeting held September 6, 2022. Item B, ratify and accept the annual actuarial report for fiscal year ended in June 30th, 2022. Item C, approve and ratify claims and expenditures for fiscal year 22 through 23 in the amount of $781,030.26, excuse me.
We make a motion to approve the consent docket.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. We call for the vote, please.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes.
Danielle McKenzie.
Yes.
Jason Blair.
Yes.
Melissa Hunt.
Yes.
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes.
Adam Webb.
Yes, item passes. We'll recess the Moore Public Works Authority meeting and convene the Moore Risk Management meeting. Item A, receive and approve the minutes of the regular Moore Risk Management meeting held September 6, 2022. Item B, ratify and accept the annual actuarial report for fiscal year ended in June 30th, 2022. Item C, approve and ratify claims and expenditures for fiscal year 22 through 23 in the amount of $183,920.75.
We'll make a motion that we approve the consent docket.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. We call for the vote, please.
Mark Ham.
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes.
Danielle McKenzie.
Yes.
Jason Blair.
Yes.
Melissa Hunt.
Yes.
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Adam Webb.
Yes, item passes. We'll recess the Moore Risk Management meeting and convene the Moore Economic Development Authority meeting.
Would you call the roll, please?
Danielle McKenzie.
Here.
Jason Blair.
Here.
Melissa Hunt.
Here.
Glenn Lewis.
Here.
Adam Webb.
Here.
Mark Ham.
Here.
Louis Williams.
Here. Item 10 is the consent docket. Item A is receive and approve the minutes of the regular Moore Economic Development Authority meeting held August 15th, 2022.
Make a motion, we approve.
Second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. It's consent docket. Please call for the vote.
Danielle McKenzie.
Yes.
Jason Blair.
Yes.
Melissa Hunt.
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes.
Adam Webb.
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes.
Louis Williams.
Yes, item passes. At this time, we'll recess the Moore Economic Development Authority meeting and reconvene the city council meeting.
Item 11 is new business. Item A, citizens for items not on the agenda. Would anyone like to speak? Item B is items from the city council and trustees.
I would just like to say, we had the groundbreaking for the new animal shelter on last Friday, and so it's exciting. The citizens will be able to watch that progress, and hopefully late 2023, next year, we will have a new animal shelter open.
Yep. Wonderful. It looked great. I saw the social media stuff
Yep.
and all the plans, and that's an exciting thing for sure.
I would like to say thank you to all the people. My wife passed away a couple weeks ago, and all the people that helped, and I really appreciate all that and your prayers and support, so thank you very much.
Amen.
Item C is items from the city and trust manager.
Just one thing, just a reminder that Halloween trick-or-treating will be observed on October 31st on the actual day.
Thank you, Brooks.
I know that excites everyone.
It really does. There's a lot of feedback for making up
Oh.
fake Halloween dates.
Yeah.
So I appreciate it.
Item 12 is executive session. Section 307, Title 25, Oklahoma statutes permits the public body to meet in executive session for certain specified reasons under certain specified conditions. It is the opinion of the city attorney of the city council may consider and adopt a motion to meet in executive session and discuss the following items. Item A is discuss, consider if deemed appropriate, consider taking possible action regarding pending case number CJ-2022-980, filed in Cleveland County by Jim Berkston on behalf of Vic T. Corbin against the city of Moore, and authorize the legal counsel and staff to take necessary action as appropriate in the interest of the city as authorized by 25 Oklahoma Statute 307B4.
Make a motion, we convene to executive session.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Will you call for the vote, please?
Jason Blair.
Yes.
Melissa Hunt.
Yes.
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes?
Danielle McKenzie.
Yes.
Adam Webb.
Yes.
3.5 hours left this morning. It's like, you gotta be kidding.
Closer?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
That's me.
One of y'all want to make a motion?
We have to reconvene.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. And glasses. You have to wear glasses. I mean,
Item C is a reconvene from executive session.
I make a motion to proceed as directed.
A second?
We have a motion and a second. Will you call for the vote, please?
Danielle McKenzie?
Yes.
Jason Blair?
yes.
Melissa Hunt?
Yes.
Louis Williams?
Yes.
Glenn Lewis?
Yes.
Mark Ham?
Yes.
Adam Webb?
Yes. Item passes, and item 13 is adjournment.
So moved.
Oh, that's low.
We have a call for the vote, please.
Jason Blair?
Yes.
Melissa Hunt?
Yes.
Louis Williams?
Yes.
Glenn Lewis?
Yes.
Mark Ham?
Yes.
Adam Webb?
Yes.
Danielle McKenzie?
Yes. We are
We're
adjourned.
All right.
Is that it?
Appreciate it. Done.